may never be lucky enough to see Canseco and Shaq actually together in the ring, but just in case, we got Friday Night Fights color analyst Teddy Atlas here to break the matchup down for us. Thanks for coming on, Teddy.
No problem, fellas.
All right, Teddy, first up, Canseco has tweeted at Shaq more than 20 times in the past few weeks asking for this fight. Had he even told Shaq to get ready for the fight of his life? Do you take this as confidence, or is it just plain desperation?
Desperation. First of all, 2 o'clock in the morning, he's sending out a tweet or whatever that is. I would think he's falsely influenced by something. I don't know if it's alcohol or whatever, but at 2 o'clock in the morning, for him to be getting his confidence up, I would take it more serious if he was doing it during the day hours. But being that you look at the track record of Canseco, and from what I understand economically he might be at, I would have to say that it's more about money and being desperate to try to make himself relevant again.
That does sound extremely thirsty. Now, normally
Yes,
at 2 a.m. you're tweeting you're under the influence of lust, but that might have been something else. Now, Canseco did say he has more ring experience than Shaq. In 2009, he did get in the ring with 7-foot, 380-pound Hungman Choi in an MMA bout. Now, he, of course, was knocked out in the first round, but he says he was injured and his knee got screwed up or anything like that. Does that give him any sort of advantage?
Well, I mean, it gives him an advantage that he's been in the ring, he knows what it's about, and that he's done some training, where I would think Shaq probably hasn't done too much training, but in a boxing way. But it doesn't bode well for him that, from what I understand, he's something like 1-1-1, and he was knocked out by the former Philadelphia Eagles player who was about 5'9", and he got knocked out in 1 round. And the little bit of that I saw, the second knockdown, it looked like he had a glass shoulder rather than a glass chin. He took the punch. It didn't even look like he took the punch on the head. So you wonder about his heart, about him giving up in that fight, from my estimation. And then he fought a draw with somebody, Danny Partridge of the Partridge family, or Bonaducci, or whatever the heck his name is. But, I mean, you fight a draw with Danny Partridge. Wow. I mean, I'd rather be known for taking my grandmother to the prom. I mean,
that's a good point.
Or maybe even my grandfather. I don't know. But I don't know if that's really a confident way to go in the ring with that track record. Yes, he does have more experience. Yes, he does have the track record being in the ring. But what kind of track record is it?
Very true. All right, Teddy, Shaq will obviously have a sizable reach advantage in this fight. What advantage and possibly disadvantage does this give such a wide gap have in any fight, let alone this one?
I always say on Friday Night Fights that it's great to be tall if you know how to fight tall. I can tell you right now, Shaq doesn't know how to fight tall. I saw a little bit of his fooling around, with a real fighter, former world champion Shane Mosley, where they did it on his show a couple of years ago, and he went 5 rounds in an exhibition. Of course, Shane was taking it easy with him, but he didn't know how to fight. I mean, he didn't know a left hook from a fish hook. In perception, you say, hey, he's going to have the size, he's going to have the height advantage. But in reality, he's going to give that up real fast. He's going to fall in. He's going to throw round punches instead of straight punches. He's not going to know how to dictate, control of distance where you can really use your height. And in that way, he's not going to have an advantage. In that way, Canseco, because he does have a little bit of a background, will have some advantage.
Well, let's talk about 2 people that are relevant and are not in need of any money. That's Mayweather and Pacquiao. Teddy, you think we ever see that fight?
No, you're never going to see it because, look, first of all, if you're going to get real about this and really behind the curtain in the business, Bob Arum, the promoter for Pacquiao, he doesn't want the fight. And people are going to say, wow, Teddy, why would you say that? I mean, it could be a $100 million fight, or it could have been before Pacquiao got knocked out. But now that he's been knocked out, the allure of that fight is really gone now. So, no, I don't think it's going to happen.